Anyone know what this is? It's thick, it's brown, and it smells like cinnamon. Anyone got an idea? You're looking at 17 quarts of applesauce being cooked down to probably a quarter of what it is now and turned into apple butter. Because I love me some apple butter. Oh, do I love apple butter. I'll show you. Pardon the mess, but there's the evidence. All the cinnamon, all the applesauce cans. Now, I don't know if any of you are offended by the food banks, but I thank God for food banks because, well, me and my wife would probably not be here very long if we didn't have them. We rely on them. But anyway, they're nice enough to give us all this applesauce, and I cook it down. Sometimes I wait till I get quite a bit of it, because they give you quite a bit, and I cook it down, turn it into apple butter. I used to make this with my mom all the time, and she's pretty up there in age now, and she don't do much canning anymore. I pretty much gave it up because of the work, and it's heavy and stuff, and she can't lift it. But I used to make it with her, and we started out with fresh apples. But the first step to apple butter is you got to convert it into applesauce anyway. You just cook the apples down and everything, and you put your cinnamon and lots of cinnamon, and your sugar and stuff, whatever you want to use to sweeten it. But you don't really have to put much because I'm diabetic, so I don't use a lot of sugar. There is some in here, but not a lot. I don't like it really sweet anyway. Some people do. If that's your choice, put more sugar. And I put, how you make apple butter come out smoother too, is you put vinegar in it. There's about a cup of white vinegar in here. I would have used apple cider, but I didn't have any. All I had was a little white and a little salt, and whole lot of cinnamon. And this time I put maybe half a teaspoon, 3/4 teaspoon, something like that. I don't know because I don't measure, of nutmeg in it, just to give it a little different taste. And I already sampled it. It's really good. And I figure about when I get this all cooked down, cooking the water off, I'll probably get about 7 or 8 quarts out of it. But be warned, you got to stir this constantly because, watch, I'll let it bubble a little. And if you're too close, you see it on the surface there, how it plops up? The thicker it gets, it flies. And when it lands on you, it burns like there's no tomorrow. I'm telling you. So you got to kind of keep stirring the bubbles down. And I found out something too, my years of making it. You see over the edge of the cooker here, you can see how it's a little shinier. Well, when you're cooking it, the water tends to go, or the moisture, well, it's actually water, yeah, goes over to the side. So keep your stirring in the middle here as much as possible. Then once in a while go over there. Because what it's doing is it's bringing the moisture to the top so it can be evaporated off because it's hot, And if you keep stirring it from the side, you're stirring all that water back into the stuff, and it's not evaporating. It will still eventually evaporate, but it tries to bring it up to the side and push it off. You know, because the applesauce starts to get thick. You can see how it's starting to get there. And it will turn a lot darker. But that's how the moisture gets cooked out of it. But you have to stir it constantly. I try to keep it more towards the middle of the pan so that the moisture can cook out of it faster. And I got my fan on. You probably can't see it, but there is steam coming off the sides. I don't know if you can see it or not. And I've been at it since about 12:30, and it's 2:30 now. Also, when you keep stirring it like this, it helps keep it from flying all over the place. And I don't yet like to use plastic, but I don't have a metal spoon, so gotta use what I have. And then I'll try to remember to come back and show it to you in the various stages. Well, you see, it was right up to the edge of the thing here when I started, and it's went down that far already. But it's going to go down, well, deeper than the top of the spoon. It's going to cook down I'm going to try to go down as low as I can because I like my apple butter really thick. I'll try to come back and show you as I go along, if I don't forget. Yesterday I made pickled cauliflower, and the day before I canned up pinto beans. So I've been trying to get done what I can because hopefully my tomatoes and pickles will be coming in pretty soon. We got a late start because of the weather this year, but I'm going for it. I love kosher dills. They're my favorite pickle. And I got dill out there growing too, so hopefully I'll be able to harvest my own dill to use in my pickles. Well, I'll be back later. Okay, you can see, oops, you can see it's going on 4 o'clock. I end up down about 1.25 inches maybe, but now it's starting to evaporate more. I discovered something too. I've been using this is what I use for this lid, great big one. I use it for my sauerkraut crock pot, but I'll stir it, and then I'll put it on about like that so steam can still get out until it settles down a little bit after I stir it, because it does it spouting off, and it'll get like a layer of juice on the top. And because when you're making apple butter, it flies all over. You see spots all over my stove and my wall and everything. It flies everywhere. It flew all over the stove here and everything. So you got to keep something on it to catch some of the splatters. But after, you can see in there, it'll get some water out of it coming up there. After it gets that far, then I take the lid off, and it doesn't splatter as much, and it helps the water evaporate. Can you see the little bit of water laying down there? See, it's still splattering up, but not like it was. It'll shoot big blops, and it'll fly and stick to you. Boy, does it burn. You see what I got the burner on there? 5. I'm going to lay the cover on here until I get a little more, water. You can see it flew up and it stuck to my lid. So I get a little more water on there, and then I'll take the cover off. It'll evaporate that water. Okay, be back when we get a little further along. So we're back to sitting and waiting. There's one of my cast iron pans up there on the wall. I did all of these up here. I hate the wooden handles. So when you seize them, you gotta take that all off. The mic griddle. And then down in here, I have a Dutch oven. All cast iron. I'd be lost without my cast iron. Oh yes, and I got a couple more up here. Then up on top, my fridge up there. Don't mind the mess. There is more cast iron back there. I have casserole pans. I have a chicken pot that I use for frying chicken in, and like that. Oh yes, and I love my blue enamel stuff. See my coffee pot up there? That's actually a working pot. And I have utensils and mugs and pans, and up on the fridge behind that canister, like a candy jar canister, right there, behind there, there's another blue enamel pot. I love those. Okay, be back when we get further along here. This is a slow process, but it's so worth it. Okay, here's a little update. This is where we are now. It's getting quite a bit thicker, but look at the time. I started this about 12:30. 17 quarts is now, I don't know, maybe 7, 8, 10, something like that. I don't know. But gonna keep going. It's getting pretty thick, but we want as much of that moisture out of there as possible. That's why I'm letting it bubble now. I got the burner very low. I don't know if you can see. It's at almost 2. Because I don't want it to burn, but I want it to be good. Okay, be back in a bit. Sorry everybody, I forgot to show you the end there, but see, it's 10 o'clock now almost, and I just took this out of the canner. As you can see, it's still bubbling somewhat. I got 5 quarts and 1 pint. I thought it was 17 quarts on my canner. I looked on the bottom, it's a 12 quart canner. So that's what I got. And I put it in the pressure cooker like I did in my cauliflower video, and I processed it for 10 minutes. And everything, they're all sealed now. I mean, 3 of them sealed when I was trying to take them out of the canner. So, thanks for watching. Have a blessed day. Bye.